Hey y'all, it's me again. Same day as marshmallow shooter, but we're done with that now. I went in a fancy pants store in the pre-COVID days when we could go to stores, and I saw this thing and I said to myself, "Self, you want that?" And then I looked at the price tag on it, and as we know, Laura doesn't like to spend money on things that are decorative, and it was too expensive. And by too expensive, I mean, wow. This was like a $50 experience. I think it was in Anthropologie. Don't buy things there. It's too expensive. You can make it at home. So those are my hints for life. Okay. What you need for this is a piece of cardboard, poster board, shoebox, cereal box, anything that is like a harder weight paper. And if you've got somebody who's really crafty who lives in your house, like some of y'all have parents who can use power tools. Unlike myself, I think my dad would lose a hand if he tried to help me with a project like this. So instead of risking my father's hands, we're doing it with paper. And I am going to use this that I printed off the interwebs as my circle guide. But, oh, did I tell you what we were making? We're making a garland that is the phases of the moon. Okay? You can also get a cup, any cup will do, that has a circle base that is the roundness you desire for your moon. So circumference is the word. Okay, so if you want your moon to be tiny, can you see? You can go with a small circle. You want your moon to be bigger, you can go with a big. I can't use this big thing because the poster board I'm using, which is a scrap, is thin. He's a small boy. And my circle there will fit on it, but the other circles will not. You also don't need all these things. That's for people who can't trace and don't know how circles work. But you're smart. You know how circles work. So we're just gonna go for it. First step is gonna be cutting out a circle. I'm starting to now think that I should have a bigger circle than this. Give me a minute. I lied, I just cut this out. That's my circle. Okay, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna trace it on your heavy duty paper. So you need a pencil. This is kind of an all over the place tutorial. Let's just pause, reassess. Okay, you need heavy paper. You need some kind of circle as a guide. You need string. You need tape. You need the paint of your choice. I'm choosing gold. If you have fancy pants paper that looks really nice, you can actually just use a little glue and glue it on top of the circles that you've traced on your heavy paper and just call that a day. I don't have fancy paper here anymore. I used all my gold fancy paper and I want it to be gold. You can make it be like blue or, I don't know, moon colors. What color's the moon? Does anybody know? I mean, it looks white to us on Earth. I'm not in NASA. I'm not a space doctor. Sure, there's a name for that. Astronaut. That's the name for it. Okay. We're gonna trace our circle onto our heavy paper. That's our full moon. The full circle is the full moon. So now it's time for me to talk to you about cutting a circle out on a piece of paper. A lot of you have been taught to use scissors with lots of little cuts, like here's paper. If you cut like that, lots of little things, you're gonna have angles everywhere you cut. We don't want angles. We want a smooth curve. So open your scissors really wide, stick your paper in there, and turn your paper as you put pressure on your scissors to close them. This will create a curve in any shape you want. So it can be like a weird curve like that, or you can use that method to cut yourself a really nice circle. A circle that doesn't have points, because I'm not a geometry person, but circles don't have points. If you do end up with a little point and you want the little point to go away, just like start your thing, curve your page, and your point becomes a curve. I'm going to do it again to show you. These are scissor skills. You can take away all your points. Anyway, that's what we're going to do. We're going to do it with a circle. Open wide. Curve your paper. Just turn your paper. When you get to the ends, or you can't go any further, open your scissors back up. Stick them where you had them, and start to do the same thing. Just a slow, slow curve. If you have Cricut or a silhouette cutter that can do circles in different sizes, just use that. But you probably aren't watching these tutorials because you have a crafty family and you don't need my crafting stuff. Now you might cut out this and then say, what happened there to that part of the circle? You can clean it up the same way by opening your scissors and just turning them. Okay, we're gonna say that that's a perfect circle even though that's a lie. All right, the thing about doing circles as phases in the moon is that you're gonna trace your circle a lot of times. So we have 6 more phases to do. Seems like a lot of phases. Wax and gibbous, wane and gibbous, crescents of various kinds. So we're just going to trace a lot of circles, just round circles. You're going to trace 6 circles. Seems counterproductive. Well, I'll show you what we're doing. But first, trace 6 circles. Show Laura a little trust. Just a little trust, a little crafty trust. That's what friends are for. Trust is friendship. It's a train. Library realness. There it goes. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving. And because we can't see anybody, we decided that the important thing to do would be to not eat turkey, but instead get Italian food. So I'm gonna go after work today and get our Thanksgiving lasagna. Okay, I'm really excited. All right, you have circles cut. Now to get phases in the moon, you need to use your circle on top of a circle to make a shape. So you want to start by putting your circle completely on the other circle. Then you want to slide it. And you're going to slide it so that it looks cressety. And then you're going to trace that. And that boy is something I cut off. Let's find his name. Okay. That is a waning crescent. We just made a waning crescent there. It's flipped for you, but that's a waning crescent. Okay, we're gonna do the same thing, but different. Now you're gonna use the edge of whatever paper you have. And just line it up, divide your circle completely in half, and do a straight line top to bottom. If you're me, you won't do it in the middle. That's okay. It's okay. You can do it again. A little further over, second line. That's better. You can also do this with your original circle, your little floppy paper circle that you cut. You can also fold that sucker in half, lay that down. This was actually the better way to do this because as I lay this down, I see that I never achieved a straight line down the center of this, even though I thought I did. Anyway, line down the middle. That is a half moon, but it probably has a better name than that. Third quarter. It could also be first quarter. depending on what day it is, because y'all need 2 of those. Exactly the same. You're just going to line them up differently. Then you need something called a gibbous. You need a waning gibbous and a waxing gibbous. That is essentially the inside of this instead of the crescent part. So just do a couple of those. One is going to be waning on one side. And one of them is going to be waning on the other side. They do not have to be perfect, you guys. Don't worry about it. It's fine. So another halvesy. And another crescent experience. Oh, this eraser's terrible. Okay, we're gonna pretend we didn't erase that. All right, so essentially the best thing for you to do is to Google phases of the moon chart and just use your circles to approximate the phases of the moon like I did there. It does not matter what they look like. It does not matter if you slip with your pencil. None of those things matter. The thing that matters is that you also own pretty paper or paint. Paint is great. We like paint. Unless it's on our shirt, and then we don't. So, I'm cutting these out. Technically speaking, you could use both halves of your half moon, but I didn't do it that way because I just remembered that now. So, cut out your half moon the way that I showed you. Open your scissors real wide, curve him around. Real wide, curve him around. Sing off tune while you do it. Okay. Now we've got a circle, right? Okay. Cut the circle in half along the line that you made. Half moon. Okay. Put that with your other good circle. These are friends now. We are doing a crescent now, which is where you discard the other section. Now, technically, you could have done one of these and then have the other half of it be one of the gibbous things. Didn't do that either. You can really trace these any way you want, but I found it easier in my brain to just trace 6 and replicate the chart that was in front of me because reasons. So we're saving a quarter out of this. Is it a first quarter? Is it another quarter? The only way that you can tell is by which direction it is facing upwards. This is going to be obnoxious to cut out. 'Cause he's tiny. Okay, crescent-y friend, there he goes. Time for a gibbous-y friend. I could technically go away and come back when these are cut out, but I'm not doing it. I'd have to put my paper down. Spend some quality time with me here today on this Wednesday. It's not a Wednesday for you, it's a Wednesday for me. That's not a moon shape. Finish our circle outside here. Gibbous. Let's give us another. I think I made my gibbuses slightly too small, but is anyone counting today? No astronauts are gonna scream at me. It's fine. Gibbous. Another half. And one more crescent. Okay, now it's helpful to have your moon phase chart in front of you so that you can see where things go. So hold on to that chart, he's useful to you. I'm going to paint these guys. So get some paint. This is antique gold from Folk Art. Put a little paint on a piece of paper. Realize that you forgot to bring a paintbrush over here, and you don't have any in the room, so BRB. Okay, we have a paintbrush. You can use any paintbrush you've got, does not matter. And take your little friends and paint them. This is going to take 7,000 coats because my paint is not real good. Another option you have is to just spray paint them if you have spray paint, but I don't. Then comes the fun part, I think, where you just need tape. I have some duct tape. It does not matter what tape it is. It just matters that you can cut it into small pieces. So we're going to take this piece of duct tape, tear him off, get our scissors, cut small pieces, and set them aside. You need 6. You can also trim this as needed. That is fine too. Okay. String. You can decide how long you want your garland to be. Maybe you want it to go across your window. Maybe you want it to be at the top of your bed. Cut your string about that long. Tie a knot at each of the ends. Not because you need a knot, but just because it will make it easier for you to hang it if there is a knot there. You can do any kind of knot you want. I'm just doing a basic one. You can do one like this that's folded over so that you can hang it from a nail if you prefer to do that, but I'm not putting any nails on the wall. So, I mean, whatever knot you have, it's fine. Pick the middle. Line your knots up. This is the middle, okay? On the middle, you're gonna put your round full moon circle. Tape it. You can tape it twice if you want it to be more secure. You can hot glue it. Then go a little bit down on one side, and you're gonna want to use your wax and gibbous, which is this dude. Again, keep that moon chart. Keep it. I'm gonna measure out 2 inches. I have a little ruler on the table. You don't have to use a ruler if you don't want to. That's fine. Just make sure that you're keeping an even distance between them so that it makes your life easier. So then you're going to want to use a quarter. Check out that guide to see how far in which direction that is, because you could have your moon phases backwards if you don't look at that chart. The chart is actually important. You can find them, lots of them, on Google Images. So many of them. Some of them actually have pictures of the moon. You do you. Does not matter which one you do. If you have a little bit of tape that sticks out over the edge, just trim it. 2 more inches, and you're going to want to use a crescent. This is a waxing crescent. It's going to look like that. Okay. It looks backwards for me. It's fine. It's fine. 2 inches apart. You're trying to glue or tape these approximately in the middle of your piece. So that they're centered on your string. Okay, that's all on one side of your full moon. Whoops. Okay, other side. So this is all going to the other edge of your full moon. You want a waxing gibbous. Watch these be backwards, because I'm taping them upside down and showing you. That would be classic Laura. Okay, 3rd quarter dude here, 2 inches apart. Trying to tape these as nicely as possible while still kind of going quick for you, because this is boring to watch. And then we drop another piece on the ground. Here he is, he's back. This is something I cut off, so I can't read it. Waning crescent, a waning crescent. So take your waning crescents, arrange him the way you want him, 2 inches apart. Take an itty bitty piece here of tape, tape him into place. And then you have something that is twisting and turning on me. A whole garland that is the phases of the moon. I'm gonna paint these a bunch more times on the string, because it doesn't hurt me to have them on the string. Because you do want them to look shiny and actually like that you did not paint them like a kindergartner the way I just did. So that's how you make a very cheap dupe for the super expensive anthropology thing that I saw. And if you have any home decor goodies that you have seen that you think, I want it, can't afford it, shoot me an email, DM me, do the thing you do, and I will see if I can dupe it for one of these videos. And I'm all painted. Happy crafting!